Hello, 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 friends. Happy Sunday. Welcome to day 11. And I am Shevvymac, and I will be going live here on IG at SMM Realty Group, KW Montgomery, and also on my YouTube page at SMM Realty Group, living in Alabama. So if you're not over there, definitely go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you are there already, thank you. Leave a comment and also share this, share my channel with a friend, but also you can share this live as well too with a friend. So as y'all come in, say hello, happy Sunday, and welcome Just Lovely Lace for joining me here on Instagram. And if you are on YouTube, say hello as well. Yes. Hello, everyone. Okay. Just Lovey Lay said, I'm on this challenge with the challenge myself to learn as much as I can with watching your videos daily so I can be the best prepared for my home buying journey. Yes, awesome. I love it because I love real estate, but I also love educating. So I do have a background in education. I've always loved education. My other side of my business is my Leadership Academy, Mac Leadership Academy, and is really focused on leadership development in the sense of people, team. And that's why, even though as a realtor, I bring that piece of my leadership business into this space as well to help realtors and brokers to really develop themselves as leaders and so forth. But yeah, that's my other channel. So you can follow that at Mac Leadership Academy on YouTube as well. But here we're going to talk all things real estate because it's not about just, hey, you go, buy a home, but educating you to make sure that you're able to make the best choice for yourself and family. So come on in, drop in the chat where you're joining from, say hello to me because I want to make sure that I am communicating with you. And yes, even though you cannot speak to me, you can write to me, okay? By dropping a comment or a question in the chat. Says watch this if you're coming back later on, #replay. But if you are new to my space, welcome. If you're a first-time home buyer and you're considering purchasing a home for the first time, please drop a 1 in the chat, my friend. Drop a 1 in the chat. If you like, I'm not a first-time home buyer, but I'm looking to purchase my next home in the next 6 months or before the year is over, then definitely go ahead and drop a 2 in the chat as well too. So I'm gonna take this cough drop because I need something to offset. I feel like I have to throw up, which I just did, but I'm just like, wow. So I'm gonna have this here. But yes, y'all. So where was I? So so come on in, drop a 1 in the chat if you're a first-time home buyer, drop a 2 if you're like, hey, I've already passed that phase and I'm considering buying my second home or maybe my third home this year. So welcome everyone. If you're new to my space, I'm Shevvymac and I'm your realtor here assigned to KW Montgomery. And I help you as a military person who is transitioning PCS and relocating from out of state to here at in Montgomery, Alabama. And also if you're in the local area, definitely I'm here to serve you as well too. And I'm here to serve you to make make sure that you're making the best choice for yourself. At the end of the day, you make the choice, but I'm also here to educate you to make sure that you have the knowledge and the information to purchase your first home or your next home with confidence and ease. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take that out because I just needed something because, when you have that feeling you're about to throw up and you like, I need a mint, I need something just kind of offset that. So I needed that for a quick second. So today I'm going to talk about, should you pay for a home inspection or not? And I kind of talked about this in a sense of a brand new build, but today I want to kind of bring this conversation back a little bit more because as a first-time home buyer, a lot of times we're not even thinking about getting a home inspection because we're like, hey, I can't afford it, And I'm going to share my experience as well too. Oh, what is going on? And I want to share my experience of, my first experience purchasing a home and then my second experience of building brand new. I kind of share a little bit about that when I talked about should you get a home inspection for a brand new build, which I highly, highly, highly recommend. And as a first-time home buyer, that may not be a thing for you, or maybe your realtor say, hey, or maybe you ask the question to your realtor, should I get a home inspection? and they're like, oh, especially if it's brand new, they're probably going to say no. But as I went through my experience, I definitely recommend that if you are building brand new, or if you are buying a pre-built home, get an inspection. Get an inspection. And the reason that you want to get an inspection, because it's going to save you time and money, but also is going to allow you the opportunity when you complete that inspection, and based on the finding from that inspector, you are able to negotiate with that potential seller to where you can actually meet in the middle. Because maybe, for example, that house was on the market for X amount, say for example 360K, but then you pay for an inspection, which can run about a couple $100 to $600, depending on what you depending on your city, depending on the type of inspector that you utilize for that inspection. So it may run you a couple $100, it may run you $500, $600, $700, but you want to make sure that you find an inspection that is really not just checking the box, but really is being like detailed about what he or she is looking at, and making sure they are the expert in their field. Okay. And that you can get recommendation from your realtor, or you can also get recommendation by Google, and read those reviews, because those are very important. But for my experience, when I purchased my first home back in 2010, it was a foreclosure, like I mentioned in my previous video, and we didn't get an inspection because it was like as is. But looking back, I think I could have more than likely negotiate with the bank, because the bank was selling it because it was owned by the bank. But I think my realtor at the time, she was more focused on, well, it's a foreclosure and they're like not budging. But I think as a realtor, you want to make sure that you try every different avenue for your client, because if it's something that you can negotiate for your client, definitely negotiate. Well, not you, but have your realtor negotiate for you, because who knows if I would have said, hey, I want to have an inspection. And and so just so that I can identify things that may be wrong with the house, because after moving in and from the house side, and the house was in pretty great condition, honestly. But as we, lived in the home, there were things that needed to be corrected. Like, for example, the patio or the front porch, it was concrete, but it was a dip in the foundation. So that meant we had to bring someone in to fix that. The back porch, there was a nice little patio outside for the back porch. The stairs were rotten. Even on the front porch, the beams were rotten. So again, over time, you have to look at, do I want to pay this money up front so that the inspector can identify things that need to get fixed for this specific house, so that you are aware and you can plan, or you can negotiate of, okay, well, let's, look at maybe reducing the amount that I pay for this house, or having the seller to go ahead and fix it up. Okay. So you definitely want to make sure that you invest. And I know you may be like, hey, as a first-time home buyer, I don't have the cash, I don't have the additional money. But honestly, that when it goes back to the planning, like going back to your planning phase of as you're buying your house or thinking about purchasing your home, you want to look at, okay, what if I need an inspection? Like, that should be part of your budget. That should be part of your list, to where, okay, let me go ahead and set aside $500, for this specific home inspection that I would like to have, so I can learn if there are any major challenges with this home before I move in. And then it's like, surprise. Okay. And we don't want that. I know for me, I don't want that, for you as your realtor, and no realtor should want that for their clients. But definitely you want to make sure that you put aside that money, and pay for that inspection. And I don't care if it's a brand new home, go ahead and pay for that. And the reason that you want to pay for that inspection, because you want to make sure that, okay, is the roof, in great condition? If it rains, if it's a home that's already ready to move in, is the roof, good quality? When was the last time was it replaced? How's the plumbing system? Is it, from 30 years ago? Is it, the air conditioning, the electrician, like the wiring of the home? So these are things that you are not aware of because maybe you're not an expert. Unless if you're an expert, great, amazing, save yourself some money. But if you're not an expert like me in that space, you're going to want to bring someone in to do that. And looking back, I should have brought someone in to do such. And even for my brand new build, And so often as the buyer, we're always like we're looking at our realtor, we're asking the realtors all the questions, and we're trusting that person to give you the best advice and so forth. And sometimes they may not. So we do have to do our due diligence. And from my experience with my realtor, and I asked my realtor, hey, should I get a home inspection because it's a brand new build? And my realtor was like, no, because it's brand new, it's pretty much good to go. But what I've learned, and now that I'm a realtor, always get it done, because even though it's a brand new build, these builders and developers sometimes will cut corners, which at the end of the day is going to impact you as the owner of the home. And yes, you do get a 1 year, well, I know for me, I got a 1 year 12-month home warranty, where if there were any issues with the home, then the company would, do, they will fix the issues. And there were some things in the home, that, because after you live in a brand new home, you really start it's like the home has to settle, the foundation has to settle, everything has to settle. So you start seeing different things with your eyes that you didn't see in the beginning because it was brand new. And as something just sits over time, what happens, it starts to showcase the different, shifts and different things, with the beams and so forth. So definitely, even if it's a brand new construction, make sure that you pay for that inspection. All right, I'm going to go to the chat, and Just Lovely Lace says, if the development is new construction and they offer their own inspector, should you use their inspector or still outsource your own? I would highly recommend you outsource your own, because if you're going with a builder's choice, then they have the builder's interests, best interests in mind. Because and at the end of the day, the goal is to sell you this house and tell you that this house is ready to go. There's nothing major with it, and also you want to make sure there's fairness in the process. So I will definitely outsource to find someone that you feel comfortable with, and that is not who is not going to be biased on the home inspection, which is key. So great question. Just love you, Liz. Thank you so much for asking that question. But definitely, I wanted to just kind of bring this back, like I said, because as a first-time home buyer, you're not thinking it's not needed and it's not necessary. And I thought the same as well. But honestly, it is so important as buyers to really look at, okay, do I want to pay the $500 now and find out what challenges this house may have, or foundational structure that may be happening with this home, or electric, or even the plumbing system, before I move in? Because when you move in, that's your property now. Like, that is your property, that is your home. And that sale is like, you bought it, you had the opportunity to have an inspection. And that's why, as the realtor, we have these signs and say, hey, I decline to do an inspection, or, whatever the case may be. So we are covered, because sometimes the buyer may come back and blame the realtor for steering them, incorrectly, when in actuality, you felt like you didn't want to invest that money at that time. And sometimes we have to look at, okay, what is more important right now for long-term benefit, and also reduction of stress, money, and so forth. So really looking at, is it worth me spending this extra money to get this inspection? And it's up to you. At the end of the day, friend, it is up to you to do such, because as a realtor, I want to make sure that my clients are able to be happy with their choices, but also be content and not worried about, hey, this house in the next couple years, or the year or two living in the home, like this specific thing is falling apart because it's been 30 years for the system and so forth. So definitely, as you're navigating this journey of buying your first home, really budget for that home inspection. And what I'm learning too, we had a training at KW, and one of the guys came in, and his company was all about home inspection, and he used to build homes. So he's an expert in his field, and he has other people on his team. And he talked about, with some buyers, they don't have the cash to have the to pay for the home inspection, but also to get certain things done, because sometimes the buyer and the seller, it's time for me to go. It is thunder in here. The buyer and the seller may compromise and say, hey, I can fix this. And the buyer may say, okay, that's fine, I'll fix this. And what you can do sometimes, depending on the company of the home inspector, They will allow you, again, depending on the company, but this company here in Montgomery, Alabama, who is part of the KW partnership, his company will allow the buyer to take that balance for the home inspection and any repairs that they agreed upon to be attached to the loan. So instead of paying up front, you get to pay that with the loan. So that's something, or at closing, I'll say at closing. So definitely that's something that you could probably talk to with your realtor to see if there's something that's doable based on the partnership that they have. But that's something that this company is able to do here locally here in Montgomery, Alabama. So if you're in the Montgomery, Alabama area and surrounding areas and you're in the market to purchase your first home, then definitely reach out to me because I would love to support you, whether you're a military person or you're a local member here in the city and you're like, hey, I need support, but I want someone who I can trust and will guide me to make sure that I am not making just or wasting money, okay, which is key. So let me know if there are any questions. Oh, excuse me. If there are any questions, let me know. You can always reach out to me. You can send me a DM or you can send me an email at shevvymac, shevvymac at kw.com. Okay, that is shevvymac at kw.com. So any question that you may have for real estate in the Montgomery and surrounding areas, by all means, please reach out. And again, like home inspection, it may not be at the top of your list, but it needs to be, especially if you're buying your home for the first time, because I would not like for you to go through this process of purchasing this home that you're so in love with. And then when you get in there, it's a nightmare. Okay. Because that means you're going to be coming out of pocket to do a lot of repairs. All right. So any questions before I call it a day? I'm going to, I'll be here tomorrow again. It will probably be later on in the afternoon or maybe evening, depending on what's going on with the kids, school, and all the other things business wise. But yeah, so definitely, when it comes to should you pay for the home inspection, my recommendation is to go ahead and pay for that home inspection, whether it's a pre-built or a brand new home. Do it. Oh, yes. How can we connect with you for a consultation? Great question, lovely Lace. You can click the link in my bio on Instagram or send me an email and we can get on a call. And this call is about 15 minutes where I can learn about you, your needs, and what you desire for your home, and also making sure that you're pre-approved. And if you're not, how I can guide you to different banks here locally to get pre-approved so that you are ready to purchase your home with no hiccups. Well, as the things that we can control, because not everything is within our control, which is important for you all to know. Okay. And also another thing I'm going to talk about on this journey of going live every single day is, after you purchase your home, actually pre-inspection, as you're purchasing, after you purchase your home and you're going through the process for a brand new build, what you need to be looking for, because you do go through an inspection with your realtor and so forth. But yes, and if there are anything that you would love for me to discuss or share or talk about on this during this live, this 30-day journey or this month of going live, then definitely, friend, I want you to just send me a DM, send me a question, say, hey, Shevvy, I would love for you to talk about this, or hey, I'm trying to find more information on this specific topic when it comes to real estate and buying my first home and so forth, or the community. Just let me know. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, if there are no more questions, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you all joining me here today. If you are watching this later on, #replay and drop any questions that you may have, because I will come back and check those out. If you are on YouTube, definitely subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and also share this channel with a friend. If you are on Instagram, do the same. Share this page with a friend. Leave any question that you may have, and you can send me a private message if you would like to. And I'm happy to be here every single day and just kind of share with you my thoughts on what, on real estate, and give you some insight as you step into your journey of purchasing your new home or your next home. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Shevvymac, and I'm your realtor at KW Montgomery. I am part of their team there, and I help military personnel who are relocating to Maxwell Air Force Base due to military obligations. Whether that you are moving with yourself or moving with your family, I'm here to help serve you so that you can move into your home and feel comfortable that, hey, my family is adjusted and they're good to go, so that you can get into focus mode of work. And if you're in the local area and you will love to be supported by a veteran realtor who is, been here over 4 years, but 22 plus years in the military and serving. So definitely reach out to me. I can help you as well. And I want to thank you all for being here and showing up every single day. And I will see you all tomorrow. Have an amazing Sunday and enjoy the football game or the Super Bowl. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, happy Sunday. See you all later.